It's a tricky subject. You have never shied away from any of this. But were there any apprehensions? यार ये दिखाते हैं, ये नहीं दिखाते हैं, ये होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए.
It was very clear from the intent with which the script was written, and I saw it first, even from a lens of a Muslim. It's not in any way trying to stir up something which is siding a community or putting a community in a dock. It is showing your case. It just so happened that case had people belonging to a certain community.
Right. From the title, from the posters, it's very evident that this was when your first initial when this came to you. Were you aware of the case? Did you follow the case back then?
This, of course, there is the angle of the courtroom drama and the conflict, but also the main thing is their love story and how that goes down a rocky road, and eventually it becomes this interpersonal kind of fight, and becomes this thing about the nation and the community, and also it became this huge talking point.
You also did the Telugu movie. You did OG, and I saw Pawan Kalyan praised you a lot, and he's also praised your work. What was that like?
Just his aura and his presence and the body of work that his experience. It was good, seeing him and taking something from that on the set.
You all are saying that it's important that her story comes back. Her daughter doesn't agree to that. She has filed a case, and she has filed a complaint that this is, violation of privacy, violation of many other things that she has filed.
I don't know the details about it, but all I can say is that I think we've been very sensitive to the overall issue. Like I said, we're not passing a judgment or we're not pointing a finger at a particular thing in this film on the case.
Imraan, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you.
Before I come to this subject, I have to ask you, when someone comes to you and says, you will be the intimacy coordinator, what is your reaction? What was your reaction?
Actually, fun trivia for you.
Yeah.
That wasn't the original plan in the show. There was an initial idea that I think, if I've not got it, I don't get it wrong, I was supposed to be there at a premiere, and Raghav was a fan, and he comes to me over there, and there was an interaction.
Okay.
I think finally, in a couple of months, there was a bit of a rewrite and stuff. And then Aryan came and met me with Bilal. The pitch was this, that, we found this very funny. We changed it to an intimacy coach. And I found it brilliant. I like this. This would really hit a home run if... And it was written very well.
Yeah.
It's an interesting scene. Performed well by everyone. The way Raghav sang it, Laksh and everyone. So, yeah. But the thing is, you don't really know how it's gonna go, what's gonna go viral.
Correct. Yeah.
You don't know the virality of something.
Yeah.
It's good when you're shooting it. It feels right and it's fun and there's a bit of improv and it's a well-written scene. But it just blew up.
It just blew up.
It just blew up that very day. I don't know. I got a call from Netflix the next morning. I'm like, you have no idea how this has gone completely berserk on a channel. It's insane.
That's amazing. Is Aryan, how is he as a director? Is he clear?
Very good. Yeah, he's very good. He's very clear what he wants. He loves acting and showing you scenes.
Everybody says that. Yeah.
And he's got a lot of energy, and he's got a lot of passion for the arts and the creative process of making a film. And yeah, he's all there. It's this complete, I would say, 100% conviction in what he's doing.
Amazing.
He never I didn't see him second guess anything when he was showing it.
Yeah.
But he also leaves it a bit open. That's a good sign of a good director.
Correct.
He leaves it a bit open to the actors. He'll show it to you, he'll tell you the tonality, and then, he'll let you be.
Wow. And then you also did the Telugu movie. You did OG, and, I saw Pawan Kalyan praised you a lot, and, he's also praised your work. What was that like? What is he like?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, I have seen his films. And it was such a joy working with him because he's so simple. As a person. He's so simple as a person, and we didn't have much screen time together. But still, I think just his aura and his presence and the body of work that his experience, it was good, seeing him and taking something from that on the set.
Right.
It was quite explosive in that fight sequence.
Nice. And now comes Haq. From the title, from the posters, it's very evident that, this was when your first when this came to you, were you aware of the case? Did you follow the case back then? Yeah.
No, I was aware of the case, but it was just on a surface level.
Okay.
I think like most of us,
Correct,
people who have read about it, we don't even know the nuances of what exactly happened. And this, of course, there is the angle of the courtroom drama and the conflict, but also the main thing is their love story and how that goes down a rocky road, and eventually it becomes this interpersonal kind of fight, and it becomes this thing about the nation and the community, and also it became this huge talking point, and it divided the nation into two halves, literally. So it's a landmark case and had to be handled with a certain amount of sensitivity and care, responsibility, and have a very unbiased look at this is how things played out. And now you decide what, and these things are still ongoing. And it's not specific to a community.
Okay.
Yes, it so happened that, Shah Bano and Emraan Khan belong to the Muslim community, but I think every community can take something back. Every generation can take something back from this film. If you've loved, if you've, relationship has gone down this rocky road, if you've had a situation like this, someone can always take back something from this film.
What you said does come across in the trailer, that there's a bit of a love story who is just going down and what happens. Then it of course becomes a courtroom drama. Your posters also, people think it is an out and out courtroom drama from start to end, but that's not what it is, right?
No, it's not. I mean, see, it is in a sense, the meat of the film, of course, is the way the courtroom erupts with this whole controversy and the divided house between constitutional rights and this man's staunch belief in his personal beliefs and rights. But it is a very, very hard-hitting, emotional story of these two people who were once in love. Things just go down south for them, and then there's a man who also is coming out of this whole thing of being righteous and his convenient stand on his tradition and his perception of his personal faith, and him hiding behind the cloak of that and enforcing these things on this woman.
Talking about both of them, they both, the fact that they're standing opposite each other and fighting this case, they both completely believe they are right in what they do.
Yeah.
When you read about Shah Bano and what she did, the fight she had, what stands out for you about her?
A woman who really stood her ground, and at that time, she didn't know what she was going to end up doing for the coming generations. She was fighting for her own right. She was fighting for her children. She was fighting for her own basic right to maintenance. Not just as a Muslim woman, but as an Indian Muslim woman. Right? And felt that when she filed the case under 125, Section 125 Criminal Code, she said that, I'm first an Indian. And I should be given this financial support beyond the 3-month period, which was dictated by the Muslim personal law. But a very strong woman, courageous woman. And it's not just a woman who's fighting around the courtroom. I think she was standing up against certain societal norms, barriers, certain oppression, a certain patriarchy. All these things which seem, obviously you can have conversations about this the entire day, but she was just doing it out of a basic need to fight for her right, and that courage and conviction in that. And it just goes to show that, the justice is not given, it is fought for. And she fought for it. She fought for it through all those years, through the Sessions Court, High Court, Supreme Court, till the verdict came out. It was a tough time.
Do you understand why he was fighting his side?
Yeah, of course. If I didn't understand it, I wouldn't play it. Or rather, I played it to understand it.
Okay. What did you understand?
A man who is fighting out of his staunch belief and his perception of his personal faith and tradition. It's also a bit of patriarchy. It's a little bit of male kind of dominance and that attitude where your power and enforcing that power with a facade and cloak of righteousness and a little bit of their perception of this is tradition, this is how it should be.
Right.
But I'm a man and I can do what I want to do. It'll cost
Right.
a woman her dignity, but I will do what I want to do.
True.
So, again, I'm not kind of any way justifying what he did, but this explains the man. This is
Right.
what he was doing.
Right. When you all were discussing this, you and the director and everyone involved, it's tricky. It's a tricky subject. You have never shied away from any of this. But were there any apprehensions? यार ये दिखाते हैं, ये नहीं दिखाते हैं, ये होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, problem हो सकता है, kind of a thing.
No, I think it was very clear from the intent with which the script was written, and I saw it first, even from a lens of a Muslim. It's not in any way trying to stir up something which is siding a community or putting a community in a dock. It is showing your case. It just so happened that case had people belonging to a certain community.
Right.
So it's going to play out the way it played out. And we're just showing you the mirror. This is how it played out. Now, aage you can decide. People might get offended. I mean, this is what happened back in 1985. So, I mean, we can't take responsibility for what happens. But it's great that it'll stir up those conversations again. And people will be asking those hard questions after seeing this film. And it's important to get Shah Bano's struggle back in public domain for younger generations. Because still, things are still very much the same. I mean, they might have changed. I mean, I have seen in my, for example, 20 years of me working, I've seen women come on the forefront right now, and there's so much of women empowerment with people who are working and all of that. It's a time where women, it's their place in the sun right now.
Correct,
But there's still instances that this happens.
Yeah, I'm
where
sure.
Women are left in the lurch after a divorce with the kids. They don't know how to fend for themselves. They don't know where to go for justice.
Right.
There's a beautiful scene in the film also about that, but I don't want to go into the depth of that. But yeah, these things do happen.
Sure. You know, you're obviously, you all are saying that it's important that her story comes back. Her daughter doesn't agree to that. She has filed a case and she has filed a complaint that this is, violation of privacy, violation of many other things that she has filed. What do you think? Like, what do you want to say?
I mean, I really can't comment on that. I don't know the details about it, but all I can say is that I think we've been very sensitive to the overall issue. Like I said, we're not passing a judgment or we're not pointing a finger at a particular thing in this film on the case. We have extrapolated certain things inspired from that case, and we have been very sensitive in the way we have documented it in the film. So, again, because it's a sensitive thing, so I can't really go beyond that.
Tell me about Yami. What is she like? There's a lot of people say there's a lot of common between you and Yami, the way you all work. What do you observe?
Basic things like just being professional, which is, I guess, a rarity.
It's very rare.
It's a rarity. But it's so heartening to know an actor who comes fully prepped on the set. And she comes fully prepped. I love to completely prep when I come on the set. So I don't burden the director with discussions on a set and waste the time of the producer and the director.
Correct.
So all the questions, all the discussions were had beforehand. And we came and just kind of played it out. She comes prepped. She comes all in creatively with her thoughts, with her ideas. I like to prep that way. I have my own set of thoughts, but I keep it open when I come on the set because, the set, there's no substitute for a set of the environment that you're on. On a film set. So when you come there, you've got to leave a bit of improv work also, which she also does. And we had some really intense scenes.
Can you explain your process of when you say prep for this must be reading a lot of lines and keeping them in mind, learning them. What is that procedure for something like this?
I mean, you're playing a lawyer, so there are a lot of lines in the courtroom scene especially. What really was important is, I mean, all the scenes are important. They're very volatile scenes, very emotionally draining scenes. The final 15 minutes of this film is the fulcrum, is the two opposing points of view, which is superbly written by Reshu. And researched and written over the course of a year, actually. I think it was like 7 pages for me, 7 pages for her of monologue. but it holds because it's got so much there. It's got so much saying so much about religion, about someone's rights, about personal faith, about what that means. So that was something. So yeah, you had to basically a lot of lines, learning a lot of lines.
Right. Good. You're getting us completely excited by saying this. Can't wait to watch it. In fact, it's funny that you brought up how your style is. In this very room, just last week I interviewed Arshad Varsi and he was telling me something very interesting. He said, "Yeah, I don't like workshops." He said, "Yeah, because what I can do in a boardroom, I can't. A set is completely different."
Yeah.
Do you agree? Do you personally like workshops? And
Well, I'll tell you where workshops might help.
correct. Yeah.
I think it's just basically breaking the ice scenario between actors.
Okay.
And to discuss a certain tonality or the way you want to you see the character and a thought that comes from the director, which you can imbibe to a script. It's basically sitting down and just breaking the ice with each other, with your fellow actors, with the director, to understand the tonality of the film.
Correct.
I think that also has its merit and its value.
Sure.
But nothing would ever substitute to going on a film set and doing it.
Right.
Because I might think that I'm doing the scene sitting down, but suddenly if you reach the location and it's supposed to be done standing, or you enter the room opening a door, the staging of the scene is going to change.
Yeah, that changes.
So you have to keep enough room for improvisation, for lines, and for staging of a scene.
Right. Personally, do you like, there are films that even you have done, there must be a lot of scope of improvising, that you can completely come and say it in your style and that mood of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
Here you can't. What do you, can you firstly, and which one do you personally enjoy? Which set is this is my scene?
I think the improvisation in my films generally has been limited to staging and a few lines here and there.
Okay.
I think generally, when I go down selecting a film, I like to see all that material on the page, and that's what excites me.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm not a kind of actor who would like, अच्छा ये scene पता ही नहीं कैसा होने वाला है, उस दिन सुबह में लिख लेंगे, shoot कर लेंगे. There are people who do that.
Of course, yeah. There's so much.
But I am more of I'd like a little preparedness. How I approach a script is I do it like a stage play. Like I need a script 20 days before, 25 days before. And when I'm on set on the first day, you can roll the camera and I can do the entire thing from the first page to the 100th page.
Wow.
So that's how I like to do it.
Amazing,
That's my process. Other people might have a different process.
Right. How did you manage it back in the days? You have worked with Bhatt Saab.
No, but we still had scripts then.
Yeah.
I don't think, it's not like you don't have moments where you're writing stuff in the morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you had, okay, this is not working, let's tear it up and let's write it again because it's not feeling right. What might feel right on the page when you're doing it, enacting it, now I've got a knack. If I read it on the page, I know it's not going to work.
Okay.
So I might just push it into a rewrite.
Okay.
So I've got enough experience to understand that scene ka vazan, whatever dynamics are not working.
Right, true. Fair enough.
But early on, probably if you're in the nascent stage, if you've not got too much body of work or experience, then you're like, okay, let's try it out. Also, I'm feeling right. Director doesn't feel, then let's rewrite it.
Right. Lastly, when a subject like this comes, how do you know, Imran, that this person's intent of making is the right intent of making this movie?
Then you read the script. The intent is out there, clear in the script. You can see it, you can feel it. It's a visceral reaction when you read a script or when you hear narration. There's a crystal clear thought. You're not passing judgment, especially in a film like this. If you pass judgment, then you're doing the film, you're doing the issue a lot of disservice.
True.
So you come to know the intent as an actor, and actors are very emotionally tuned.
True,
this is our bread and butter.
Correct,
and it just subconsciously comes to us.
Right.
We can pick up things in a room, in small nuances. It comes out of, this is the nature of the job.
Nice.
So when you are hearing a script, you can hear those and in a sense feel those emotional beats if they are a little fake or they're forced or skewed.
There can be just 2 lines, 2 dialogues that can make it completely jingoistic because they'll be used in the trailer, they'll go viral on social media. What will you do in that case? You will get it changed, you'll request the writers, or you'll not stay away from the movie?
No, it depends on the film. Sometimes, it's required to dramatize certain things to a certain effect, to kind of engage with the audience. Because in that whole quest of making it too real, too proper, it becomes boring sometimes.
That's nice. Yeah.
And I don't know if the lack of, I don't know if I can use the word jingoistic, but sometimes it needs to have a certain amount of melodrama.
Right.
Because cinema has its own language. Especially when you make a film like this, you can go completely real like documentary,
Right.
but it won't touch you. Eventually it has to touch you and make you feel. And Indians, we as an audience, we love to feel more than this. I mean, we think, but first we feel. Then we can make a equally, I can kind of weigh decision from a film's point of view on the issue. But till we don't feel it emotionally, that doesn't matter.
True.
So I think what touches the heart is what our audience eventually takes back home, and for that you need a little bit of melodrama.
Right. Got it. That's why you are completely a director and a producer's actor. Wish everybody was as understanding as you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.